then I also did sketch cards in Galaxy, and then I've since done a few others like Masterwork. We kind of came up with this idea to tell, Anakin's story, and from there it was just, I think I'd come up with like 30 different moments that I could be like, oh, these are all things that led Anakin to the dark side. And
dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sith Talk. Today we have on the show Traci Easterday. How you doing, Traci?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So tell us a little bit about what you do and where we can find you at.
I am a graphic designer and illustrator, and you can mainly just find me on Instagram at traci.easterday.
Yeah, so for you guys watching, I'm going to put her Instagram down in the description. So everyone that comes on, we kind of warm up with some Star Wars questions. 3 questions. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, so the first one is, what is your favorite Star Wars movie?
Empire Strikes Back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why Empire?
I think it's the first movie that I feel like I really fell in love with. And the one that I just always kind of go back to. I think there's something about, I don't know, just the darkness and is there any hope left? And,
Yeah.
The biggest reveal, the biggest twist in cinematic history.
Yup. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a good choice for sure. Now, the next one is, what is your favorite Star Wars show?
Okay. Let's see. So I really loved Kenobi. I know a lot of people didn't, but I felt like I just really connected with it.
Yeah.
And then I think beyond that, it's got to be Clone Wars and Bad Batch, probably. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so Kenobi, I loved parts of it, but like some of those moments, man, like I was watching a clip, somebody made a clip on Instagram, and it was when Vader and Obi-Wan were having that conversation back and forth, and Obi-Wan's like, "I'm sorry, Anakin, for all of it." It gave me like goosebumps. It was such a deep moment.
Yeah.
So
it was a
good.
really good moment. I think like it suffered a little bit from being filmed during the pandemic, but a lot of times, like when I'm watching Star Wars content, I'm more interested in the story that's being told. And I think like just a story about this guy who had experienced, extreme trauma and sort of didn't know what to do with losing everything and how he climbed his way back to hope and the people that kind of got him out of that. And I just felt like for me, that just was such a like beautiful story that I really just connected with. So
yeah. Nice. So the last question is, who is your favorite Star Wars character?
So my whole life it's always been Luke, because I also was, raised on a farm in the middle of a desert, and I think like I'd always, because of Star Wars, obviously like kind of dreamed of this bigger world, and I don't know, I just felt like I identified with him, and at the time, like there were no women Jedi, and so I'm like, but I want to be a Jedi. So definitely Luke, and then I would also say like within the last probably 5 years, Anakin, like, is Anakin.
Yes.
And I think a lot of that is just because, like, I identify with him. Like, I feel like I understand him, and which sounds weird, I know. Yeah.
No, I'm the same way too, because growing up as a kid, it was always Luke. He had the lightsaber, he was the hero. But then like you meet Anakin in the prequels, and then you get even more of him the last, five or so years. Anakin has gone to be my favorite, like Anakin, Vader, or Maul. But like, I definitely can relate to him a lot because he's just so passionate, and he's always trying to do the right thing for his friends, but sometimes he does it the wrong way.
Yeah.
But at the end, he came back to the light at least, and now he's a good Force ghost in Ahsoka. So
absolutely. Yeah.
Now, I wanted to get into, how did you become an official illustrator for Lucasfilm? Like, how did you get your foot into the door?
So a lot of it has just been like once I realized that this is kind of what I wanted to do, and it took me a lot, like I'm old, it took me a long time to figure out, what I wanted to do with my life. And I think about you know, 4 or 5 years ago, I realized illustration was sort of the missing link. And so I just, once I kind of started like drawing again and drawing a lot, I realized like, oh, I can make a career out of this. And what, like I draw Star Wars because it's what I love the most.
Yeah.
And it made practicing really easy because I never get bored of drawing these characters. And so once I realized like I kind of wanted
Big stretches.
this is Hamish. Once I realized I kind of wanted to make a career out of this, I just started figuring out like what are all the things that I would like to do? Like what are the different illustration jobs? And then I would just send out my portfolio, send out a lot of emails. But
Mhm.
I think like the big one was, well, I got accepted to do the top sketch program, sketch cards,
Mm.
which is a big deal. And sort of right around the same time, Tops also reached out to me to do the Galaxy 2024 inserts. So yeah, and that was a dream. That was an absolute dream job.
So, we're gonna talk about those inserts because they're so beautiful. But
Thank you.
so basically, you just were just sending random emails out, and eventually, Tops came back to you for sketch cards. What year did you start doing sketch cards with Tops?
So I got the note that I'd been accepted to do it at the end of 2023, and
Oh, okay.
my first set was actually in 2024 Chrome, and then I also did sketch cards in Galaxy, and then I've since done a few others like Masterworks and some others.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. That's awesome. So you did the sketch cards, and then from there, did they reach out to you and said, "Hey, we want you to do it"? Because like I have a couple of them here, and like these cards, the second I saw the first one and found out there's 15 of them, I needed them all right away. And
Oh, good.
like it's crazy because like your name is like a household name in the card community. Cause like even on Whatnot, I see people in the comments, you have any Tracy cards for sale? Like they call them Tracy cards.
That's insane.
Yeah, yeah. And if I see people in the stream, they're like, "Yeah, I got Tracy cards." I'm like buying them all up just because like I just love having them around. But
Thank you.
like,
That's so kind. Thank
yeah.
you.
So how did that conversation go and what did that look like when they asked you to do a set?
Yeah, so and this was me being really thick. It happened about the same time that I was getting the okays to do sketch cards.
Mhm.
And so it took me a couple minutes to be like, oh, they're asking for like fully rendered, like fully
Mm.
done 15 pieces.
Yeah.
And so kind of once, like, because immediately before I even really understood what it was, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
um, because like I had collected, cards like when I was really young, but
Yeah.
I didn't understand sort of this entire like card trading world until I got that job and I was like, well, I really need to explore, and it's been really incredible. I think the community has been amazing and so kind and so supportive, and it's been wild. Like you saying that like people know my work is just wild to me, and I've never
Yeah.
had an experience where I can see people interacting with my work in real time. And
Yeah.
it's really wild, and it doesn't get old, and I definitely like hope I never take it for granted. Just like
Yeah.
everybody's been so kind, and yeah, it's wild. I don't know what else to
Yeah,
say.
no, I
Yeah.
believe it. So, the set that you did, Power of the Dark Side, what made you choose the designs that you did for those 15 cards?
So one of the things I really loved about working with Tops and Lucasfilm is they're very collaborative, and so we kind of came up with this idea to tell, Anakin's story, and from there it was just I think I had come up with like 30 different moments that I could be like, oh, these are all things that led
Yeah.
Anakin to the dark side, and at first I was like, well, do I do sort of like just the emotional things, or do I do the physical things that and it ended up just all kind of coming together. And yeah, I kind of narrowed that down to 15, and kind of worked on it with the team, and it just yeah, it just kind of came together really nicely, and
Yeah.
yeah.
That is so awesome. I kinda love how, like, from 1 through 15, it's kind of like his whole journey from, like, Phantom Menace, and then it ends with my favorite card in the set. which is this world between worlds, like, you capturing that on a card, 'cause it was such a brief and quick moment in the episode,
Yeah.
but, like, seeing it clearly like this, it's hands down my favorite card in the set. It was the first card I
Thank
had
you.
Hayden sign,
I love
and
that
I
you did that. Thank you.
yeah, and then I sent it to PSA, it's in the slab, protected forever, but
Amazing.
but,
Amazing.
now that's kind of a tradition I'm gonna keep going. I literally probably will get your entire set eventually signed by him.
Oh my God,
Cause
I love that. Thank you.
yeah, so Japan, I have an autograph on Friday with him, so
Okay.
I grabbed this one off of eBay, so this is what I'm
Oh,
bringing. It's
nice.
out of 25, so I got a,
Nice.
like, a low number.
That's
So
great.
this will be the next one. It was gonna be this one, but this will be for whenever I see him next.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. You have to send me photos of all of them. I just
Oh,
love it. Yeah.
no, for sure, for sure. So, that's so cool that Topps gave you that set, because like, there was only, like, a couple insert sets. There was yours, the Maul one, the Empire one, the Naboo one. So that's, like, kind of an honor to be one of the few to have a full line in
Absolutely.
that set. That's awesome.
I still, even though it's been what, like, I think about 6 months, 5 months since it came out, and I
Yeah.
still am like, did that really happen? Like,
Yeah.
because it felt like it was such an honor to be asked to do it. And then, to be able to tell that story of one of my favorite characters and, to find those moments. Because I really struggled for a long time with caring about Anakin or caring about Vader's journey.
Yeah.
And Clone Wars really helped flesh that out. And I think being able to say like, oh yeah, they faked Obi-Wan's death and didn't tell Anakin, and
Yeah.
Palpatine's over there in the corner just constantly like whispering in his ear that they don't trust him, and sort of like is able to just to tell that story, to be like, it wasn't, because I think my generation, like Gen X, like we love to hate on the prequels, right? And I think that being able to really dive into that story and be like, no, it wasn't just a really quick thing that happened. Like, it started from the time he was a kid and Palpatine
Yep.
started grooming him, and there were all these things along the way. And so, yeah, it was just like such a surreal, like, huge honor to be able to tell that story.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Yeah.
That is awesome. So you got in with Topps with the sketch cards and you got your own line. How did you get into like the art side, like the print side and all that stuff?
Well, one of my like sort of goals that I set up, like I said a couple of years ago when I realized like this is what I wanted to do, is I wasn't familiar, like I was familiar of course with Celebration, but I wasn't familiar with the art show really. Like I knew that
Mhm.
there was kind of new art and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then um, I think it was after around that time that I was like, oh, you have to have done like official work,
Oh,
because you can't
yeah.
just submit to the art show, right? Like you have to have been an official like Lucasfilm artist. And so I was
Mhm.
like, okay, like that's my goal. Like I want to be able to submit to Celebration, to the art show. And
Yeah.
once I got that Topps job, I was like, oh my God, like I can do this now. And so, yeah, it was just one of those things that I was like, wow, I can do it. And I did it. And I'm still, again, like kind of in shock that
Yes.
my piece got chosen. So, yeah.
So have you been to Celebration before or this is your first celebration?
London was my first one.
Oh, London. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
nice. And how did you enjoy London as your first celebration?
I loved it. The first day I was really stressed out and very overwhelmed. Because you were
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was so packed and there
It
were so many
was.
people and you could barely walk and there was so much to see. And I had like my kid, my husband with me, and I don't know, it was just super overwhelming. And after the first day, I told my family, I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I can do this again. It was like, it's
Yeah.
just like overload, sensory overload, too many noises, too many
Yeah.
people. But I think after, like, we kind of got in a rhythm, and a
Mhm.
lot of times, like, my husband and kid would leave and I would just kind of walk around on my own.
Yeah.
And I kind of, yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I actually do really love this. And I now want to go every year.
Yeah.
And that was before I knew, like at that point, I hadn't been hired by Tops. So didn't even
Oh.
know, but we had kind of planned to go to Japan and get tickets all before any of that like ever happened. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so we were
That's
going to go regardless. It just ended up being, yeah.
wow. So, to be fair, London's layout was trash, and that's why it felt that way.
Okay, yeah.
Because, like, I've been to Orlando, Chicago, Anaheim, and
Okay,
it all of them felt the same. Even London felt the same as far as, like, the experience,
okay.
but the layout with London and the main hallway, because like, the panel would let out in there, and then the entrance would let in there, it just flooded everybody in the middle. It's the worst layout ever I've ever been to.
It
So
was
that's why.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I just was like, I cannot, like, having to be like shuffling along and not being able to. Insane. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, so that's the convention center layout fault, but like you said, like, it got a little bit better.
Yeah,
I think Japan is gonna be really, really good because 'cause I'm pretty sure that convention center is big, but I just feel like in Japan, they're more efficient with everything, with
right,
line management, how the traffic is gonna flow,
right.
so I'm very looking forward to that. So, Japan then, you applied for the art show. This was your first time ever applying,
Yeah.
and you got in. What was your reaction when you got that email saying that you got in?
Um, Kind of like when I got hired for the Tops job. It just didn't feel real, and I was like, I don't. I was alone, of course, because I work from home and everybody's
Yeah.
gone, and I was just kind of sitting there staring at it, and I don't know. I still can't believe it. Like I
Yeah.
see, like I have the proofs, like I've ordered proofs and I've like printed it out, and I see it there with the logo on it and everything, and I'm like, it still doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
So, but also like I think Ahsoka has been such a huge part of my creative journey that for
Mhm.
my first officially licensed piece, for my first like, hopefully I'll be able to do the art show again, but for my
Yeah.
first piece to be following Ahsoka's life was really, really meaningful and special to me. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So your print, the Ahsoka print,
Hmm.
what the hero's journey, what was your inspiration like behind that? Like, why did you choose that? And like, you guys got to submit 2 prints, right?
Yeah.
Are the other print, are you gonna use that for something else, or can you say what that was?
Well, it's actually I did end up posting it because I didn't think about like, oh, I could have
Oh.
maybe sent it to Acme or something. So it's already
Uh-huh.
out there. But it's the on my feed. It's the Bad Batch piece. Um,
Oh.
yeah, yeah, that was my
Oh,
other one.
got you. Oh,
Yeah,
that one's nice too.
if somebody had asked me like, okay, you're gonna get in, which one do you think would be? I would have thought it would have been Bad Batch, but
Yeah.
I'm really happy it was Ahsoka.
No, yeah, the Ahsoka one is awesome, and I was looking at it, and it took me, like, a couple times before I even realized the baby Ahsoka was on the bottom with, like, the tiger lion thing,
Right.
but I love how you captured literally every version of Ahsoka, Baby, Clone Wars, Rebels, Rosario, Ariana Greenblatt.
Yeah,
That's awesome, and, like, the crazy thing is somebody eventually is gonna get all 3 of them to sign this.
that would be
Like,
amazing. Yeah.
I have a feeling in Japan, somebody will probably get Rosario and Ashley because 'cause they're both there,
Yeah,
so that would be awesome, but,
yeah, it would be.
your print just sold out the other day. How did it feel when you looked at it and you saw that, like, sold out?
I know I keep saying this, but everything just feels so surreal, and
Yeah, yeah.
you know, I, I mean, I think it feels like a huge deal just because like, um, it takes a little bit of the uncertainty of what's going to happen in Japan away,
Mhm.
and like, I don't know. It feels. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Aw.
I'm just feeling really like overwhelmed by all of it, and like
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
best possible way. But
No, of course.
yeah,
Man, your first day there is gonna be so, like, overwhelming at first probably, but then exciting and calm. Because I have a feeling you're gonna have a lot of people rushing to you for the 50 prints that you guys have that are
yeah,
first come, first serve, especially now that people see, "Oh, it's sold out, I can't just get it now."
right.
So that's gonna be, I think that first day is gonna be really exciting for you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun.
Now, are you gonna have any, other prints at your table, like your older prints with you? Are you gonna have anything else there for sale, or
Well, I can't sell anything that's not already been licensed. So
Oh,
the only
okay.
print I have is Ahsoka, but I am gonna bring some of my cards,
Ooh.
to sell those if people want. But yeah, and then we've been given permission to do some sketches, so I'll probably do some of that as well.
Yeah, I thought Supreme posting something about that.
Yeah, that
So,
was really
like
nice of him to yeah.
so Topps is letting you, like, on, Topps cards, like, sketch cards?
No, so
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't have any artist blanks from Topps,
Yeah.
and they're not sending them out. It's more that like basically Lucasfilm has said like, yeah, at the show you can do sketches, and it doesn't have to be
Oh.
sketch cards, but I know a lot of like my community is
Yeah.
trading card people, so
Yeah.
yeah, so I figured like that's kind of the easiest way to do it. So.
Wow. So, are you gonna be doing those there? You're gonna draw it there at the show and people could buy it from you?
Um, I'm still kind of trying to figure out the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know yet.
Got
Yeah,
you, got you. Be sure to post that on, like, your socials. Let me
yeah.
know too so I could share it
Thank you.
because I know a lot of people that are gonna want a, like, one of one Tracy sketch, especially in person.
Right.
Um, yeah, because when I saw Supreme post that, I'm like, "Wait a minute, I want one. What is this?" And I was gonna hit you up, but I was like, "Well, I know I'm recording with her. I'm gonna ask her then."
Yeah.
But yeah, once you get that figured out, let me know because
Okay.
I know I'm gonna want one. I'm pretty sure my buddy Steven's gonna want one. Victoria's probably gonna want one. Like everybody that's in these chats on whatnot, if they could get a one-on-one from Tracy sketch, like they're gonna go quick. They're gonna go
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
nice. Thank you.
yeah, which is awesome. So, have you been to Japan before?
No, I haven't. No. This is my first
Oh,
time. Yeah.
excited? You have a lot of things planned to do besides the convention?
Not really. So my kid is a junior in high school, and
Mhm.
so it just happens to fall on spring break.
Oh,
So
nice.
we're kind of it's going to be a super quick trip. We're basically we get to Tokyo, I think, on Tuesday, and then we're flying back
Mm,
out on Monday morning.
gotcha.
Yeah, so it's a super quick trip, but hopefully we'll go back someday.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
and you guys will still have fun in the time that you're there. I
absolutely.
mean, yeah, it's gonna be exciting, especially celebration, because that's always a good time, and one of the things I'm looking forward to the most is the last day because we get the announcement and the reveal of when and where the next one is.
Right.
That way we could start planning. I have a feeling it's gonna be 2027 because that's the 50th year of A New
I was
Hope.
just gonna say that's gonna be a huge deal. Huge.
Huge,
Yeah.
and I think it's gonna come back to Orlando
You think so?
because it hasn't been there since 2017.
Okay.
They just did the West Coast, and I feel like they're gonna wanna do this by one of the Disney parks. That way they could be
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, go to Galaxy's Edge, 50
Right.
years of Star Wars,
Right.
go to Celebration." So, since it was just at Anaheim, I hope it comes here. Either way, I'm going to it no matter where it is, but
Absolutely. That
for
would
me,
be nice
Orlando.
and easy for you though, because you're in
I
Orlando,
know.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like an hour away, a quick hour
Okay.
drive. So no 18-hour flight to Japan
Yeah.
or 8-hour flight to London. It's right
Just right
there.
there. Yeah.
So it'll be a lot of fun. Now, I know last year, because you did it before I did it. So I got mine signed, I think the month after you. You went to San Fran Fan Expo
Hmm.
and, I know you got an autograph. Tell me about that experience you with Hayden and, like, what you did and, like, what you gave him and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I had met Hayden at the last celebration, and I was kind of expecting a lot of the same, where it's just like they just kind of pass you on through
Yeah.
as quickly as possible. And so I had brought a full set of like base set of the cards because I wanted to give it to him, and then
Mhm.
I actually had the same one signed.
Yes.
And so when we got up there, I handed it to him and he started to sign it. And I was like, oh, actually, like I created, and I'm so awkward. I was just like, I kind of blacked out. I don't even really know what I said. Probably a lot of this interview is going to feel like I blacked out. But so I was just like, hey, like I actually drew this set, like, and I'd like to give it to you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So I handed it over to him, and he was so nice, and he actually like kind of took them out and kind of like sat down on his stool and like looked, which I was not expecting. I was like, oh, he's
Yeah.
gonna hand it to him, he's gonna hand it off, and but he
Yeah.
took the time to kind of like look through all of them, and I got to tell him like kind of what the character means to me, and like it was such
Yeah.
a weird like full circle moment for me, and yeah, it was really nice, and I wasn't expecting the interaction to go like that or for him to spend the time
Yeah.
with it, but it was really nice. Yeah.
No, he does. It's so amazing. That's such a cool story. I know you told me that like through messages when it
Yeah.
happened, but just hearing it like that's just so cool. And I'm sure his eyes lit up when he saw like every version of himself as Anakin from Attack of
Yeah.
the Clones to Revenge to Ahsoka. And I bet now I'm seeing more and more people get these cards signed. So now he's seeing your cards all the time getting signed.
Insane.
Yeah, it
Insane.
is.
Yeah.
It really is. So that is awesome. Now, you said you did some more sketches for Masterworks, right? That comes
Mhm.
out later this year. It's I heard it was June, but who knows? Because they're always like delayed.
Yeah.
Is Are you doing any other things that you could speak on with Tops for this year, or you don't know yet?
I just finished a set for Chrome 25. So that's
Oh, nice.
probably like in the fall, right? I
Yeah, I think
imagine.
regular Chrome was, like,
Yeah.
September, and then Galaxy Chrome was, like, November
Yeah.
last year. That's cool. Hopefully, they give you another insert set in Galaxy
Yeah,
2025,
that would be
'cause
amazing. I would do it in a heartbeat. I would just be like, anytime you guys want me to do anything, I'm in.
yeah, 'cause I know you said you had 30 designs, but you cut it to
I
15.
did, yeah.
How so, like, if they say, hypothetically, if they were to give you another set, would you use those other 15s, or would you do something different?
It would depend on sort of what the theme was. Like, but God, it would be a dream if they came back and was like, "Do you want to draw more Anakin cards?" I'd be like,
Well,
"Yes, yes, I do."
it would kinda make sense. This is the 20-year anniversary of Revenge of the Sith,
Right.
like, imagine if they're like like how they did the Maul anniversary line. Oh,
God,
man,
that would be
imagine if
amazing. Yeah.
yeah, Tracy, we need you to do a Revenge of the Sith 25th anniversary insert set.
That would be
Wow!
amazing. I don't think it's gonna happen, but that would be amazing.
Hey, it's possible.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. I'm still wondering if Topps is coming to Japan because they haven't
Yeah.
announced it yet,
Oh, really?
and
Okay.
they were at London,
Right.
so it's like they went international, so I guess they would go to Japan. I just hope because at London, I wasn't really into the cards like I am now,
Right.
so I didn't pay no mind to it, but if they're in Japan, I will be at that booth every day picking up whatever they have.
Because was London the first time that they did celebration?
I think so, cause I don't, cause like, looking online, cause I try to find a lot of, like, past sets that I don't know to open up just
Right.
to see what they look like. I think Celebration 2023 was the first one,
Okay.
cause there was nothing for Anaheim, I didn't see anything else, so I hope they keep the tradition going and
Yeah,
we
I
get
hope so.
exclusive sets. That'd be great.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was funny because I remember being at the booth because it was right there by
The
the
stage, yeah, by
stage,
the live
yeah.
stage, yeah.
And we
Yeah,
sat there and we were looking. I was like, "Oh my god, look at all that art! Like that's so cool." And then
yeah.
we had talked about getting like the set, and then I don't know, like I said, things were overwhelming, but we ended up not doing it. And now I'm
Mhm.
so bummed. Like I really wish we would have just done
Yes.
it. So same, like I think same. Like I would, if they come to Japan, I would absolutely like jump at the just getting the
Oh,
set.
yeah. Yeah, no, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome. So, do you have anything else coming up, that you could talk about that, the people could look forward to?
I do have a couple things, but I can't talk about them. But
Oh, okay, okay.
they're fun, and I'm
Yeah,
excited to share when I finally can. So yeah.
nice. Now, um, before we wrap up for London, what was, like, your favorite moment at London Celebration?
Um, what was my favorite moment? I mean, I got to meet Hayden and you, and so that was really fun. We
Yes.
didn't get into any of the panels, but I think being at one point, like my kid and I were just really overwhelmed, and so we kind of sat off to the side of the like stage area, and it was just
Yeah.
fun to see. I think we saw like Filoni and Favreau come through. Like we were
Ooh.
there when Ewan McGregor like ran out on stage. Got to
Yeah.
see Hayden, few others, but like I think it was just fun to kind of just sit there and kind of soak in the experience. And
Yeah.
I'd never like been with that many other Star Wars fans, so like it
Yeah.
was really fun. Yeah,
It is. It's such a unique experience, like,
yeah.
Chicago 2019, when they debuted the Episode 9 trailer, like, we didn't know
Mm.
what the name of the movie was, we didn't know what was happening in it, and I was by the live stage,
Okay.
And in the middle of a crowd, at least 1,000 people watching this trailer for the first time together. And that energy, seeing it for the first time with a bunch of strangers,
Yeah.
it was unreal, especially towards the end when we got the reveal, the rise of Skywalker, and everybody went nuts. And then
Amazing.
you heard Palpatine laugh, and everybody was like so confused.
Right.
That moment was so special and so priceless. And that's one of my favorite things at Celebration is seeing those trailers for the first time. Like London, we got to see the Ahsoka trailer for the first
Oh,
time.
that's true. Yeah.
And see Thrawn's face, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" It was. Oh, and in Japan, hopefully, I could get into the panel, the Mando and Grogu panel. I'm 99% sure we're gonna get the Mandalorian and Grogu movie trailer
You would
for
think
the
so,
first time
right?
there.
Yeah, you would think so.
100%.
I
They're
was
gonna.
thinking with Andor as well. Like you would think they would at least show some of like the first episode since it's coming out the
I
next week. Like,
I,
yeah.
I I'll bet money that whoever gets into the Andor panel will get a bracelet to come back that night
Uh,
and watch the episodes because they did that at Anaheim in 2022 for
okay.
Kenobi. We
Oh,
went to
okay.
the Yeah, we went to the panel, and if you were in that panel, you got a wristband to come watch the first 2 episodes early that night with
No
the
way.
cast. Yeah.
You did that?
Yes, it
That's so
was
fun. I had no idea. That's
it
amazing.
was crazy. So, we didn't know the cast was there. We went back at night. It was the red carpet. We walked the red carpet. We watched the 2 episodes, and then at the very end, the entire cast came out, and we found out they were there the whole time with their families and friends watching it with us. And, like, it was crazy seeing, like, Hayden, Ewan on
Right.
stage. Little Leia was there, came out. Everybody was there.
That's
So,
crazy.
it is. It really is. And at London, we got to watch one of the Mando episodes early, the
Okay.
one in season 3 where Paz Vizsla died.
Oh,
They
okay.
they showed us that, and we had to be quiet the next
I
2
was gonna say
days
that's
because,
like at
like,
the end of the season too.
yeah, so it's like, damn, I'm here the next day, and I'm like, "Man, Paz Vizsla's dead, but I can't tell anybody. I don't wanna ruin that because it didn't drop to the next week."
Right.
So they do that a lot where they'll let you watch it. I believe also in London, we got to watch an episode from season 2 of Visions before it came out.
Oh, cool.
So they do that in the panels, and yeah, I think Andor, at least 1 or 2 episodes are gonna be playing for sure in Japan.
Yeah.
And Ahsoka, I think we might get a little bit of footage because 'cause they're supposed to start filming in the beginning of April,
Right.
and Anaheim, the Ahsoka panel, they literally started filming 7 days before, and they brought us footage,
Oh,
which
wow.
I was shocked
Yeah,
because I didn't expect it, and,
absolutely.
like and when Dave came out, he's like, "You guys wanna see something?" We're like, "Yeah," and we saw Hera for the first time, we saw Sabine for the first time,
Wow.
and the little bit of footage that they had, so fingers crossed, in Japan, we get to see a little bit of, Ahsoka season 2.
I hope they make like some announcements too. I know they probably want to keep some of the like who's going to be back for it under wraps, but
Yeah.
it'd be nice if they could confirm some of the rumors.
Yeah, I'm there with you because especially with Ahsoka, like, there's rumors they're recasting Balin with the
Right.
Game of Thrones guy, the Hound.
Right.
Like, if that's the case, bring him out on stage, let us know. And
Absolutely.
like, I think we all know Hayden's gonna be in it.
Right.
Like, just say it because I've
Right.
been kinda nosy, and I noticed it at GalaxyCon when I met Hayden, when I got the autograph, his hair was kinda long, and he usually keeps it shorter,
Right.
and then the other
Like,
day I
hey.
saw yeah, like, what's going on? But what's crazier is yesterday somebody posted a picture of him on Instagram. Somebody saw him somewhere, and his hair was longer, and I'm like, "Yo, why is his hair this?" It's like Revenge of the
Right.
Sith is getting there. So when I see him in London, I'm gonna make a smart ass comment to him about his hair, and kind of see if I get like a little wink or a smile out
Right.
of
Get him to
him.
break a little bit.
Because if his hair is that long, I'm like, "Man, Hayden, you haven't gotten a haircut in a while. Are you flying back to London after this? Because I know they're filming Ahsoka there
Right.
to kinda see his reaction." But,
You'll have to keep us
but
updated if you get him to break any.
oh, I know. Oh, I will. But yeah, Japan, I think we're gonna get a lot of announcements. I feel like they need to let us know what's going on with all these freaking movies because every day there's a new rumor.
Right.
This person's doing a movie. There's this Ray movie, but this Ray movie and another Ray movie. like, just let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
And hopefully I kind of want like 1 or 2 animated shows announced. Like, I need a continuation after Bad Batch, some sort of animation in that style.
I mean, I feel like we're both wearing repping the clones today. I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
like I
Yes.
so desperately want like a Rex and Echo
Oh my
like
god,
sort of
yes.
rebellion,
Yes.
right? Like I feel like we need that because we didn't find out how like Wolf comes back in with them,
Y
you know, where they've met up with Gregor. I just feel like that
yes.
would be an instant like people, I mean, you know, like the clone fans are insane in the best
Yeah.
possible way. Like, yeah.
I never get sick of it. Like, you could just keep giving me Clone Wars season 8, 9,
I know.
10. Like, I love because there's
Yeah.
so much you could tell. Because
Yeah.
you could do an arc with clones, you could do an arc with Jedi, you could do an arc with
Yep.
Dathomir. So, and like that's the same thing after Bad Batch. I wanna know how in Rebels, Rex, Wolf, and Gregor ended up there
Right.
hiding out. I wanna
I
see
know,
that in
like, why did they
between.
leave the fight? Because
Yeah.
Rex and Echo were both all in
Yes.
Bad
I wanna
Batch. So what happened, right? Like, what, something, I feel like something really bad happens and Echo's not there, so that makes me really sad and scared, but yeah.
Yeah, like, it'd be crazy because they could do something deep with Echo
Yeah.
and Cody. Cody went
Right.
AWOL.
Right. Where'd he
Where's
go?
Cody at? Yeah, so and then Asajj is running around, like, not dark side anymore, so
Yeah,
I would love more stuff with her.
absolutely.
So, hopefully we get something. I have a feeling we will, because I know people are so nosy. On the internet, they found people that were hired for Lucasfilm Animation for doing something off of, like, LinkedIn or something. Like, there's
Okay.
internet detectives. So,
Right.
that's why everybody feels there's a big animated project
In
in
the
the
work.
works,
Right.
and maybe they'll reveal it at Celebration, and maybe we'll get it sometime this year. Like, maybe they're like, "Hey, May the 4th, you'll get the first episode," or whatever it is.
That would be amazing.
It would,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't mind more, like, Tales of the
Right.
Jedi, like, because you could do anything,
Yeah.
Tales of the Sith, Tales of the Clones,
Mm-hmm.
maybe do that,
Ooh.
a short Tales of the Clones, show us what happened and how
Right.
they get there.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Tales
so
of the Clones. That's good. I like
yeah,
it.
yeah, very excited, so, that's pretty much everything I have. You have anything else you wanna talk about or anything you're looking forward to?
No, I mean I think we covered most of it. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for this.
Oh, of course. So for you guys watching, go follow Traci. I'm gonna put her link down in the description. If you are in Japan, stop by, say hello, and once she has more info on those sketch cards, I'll keep you guys posted because I got dibs on one for sure.
I'm also
Um,
gonna have some like fun swag as well. So
ooh, I got
um
swag too.
yeah. Oh, great. We can do some trading.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have stickers for like special Ahsoka stickers for everybody who bought a print. And
Ooh.
then I'm gonna do some little companion mini prints. Like a different
Ooh.
one to collect for each day. So yeah. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Traci, for coming on. This has
Thank
been a
you.
blast. Yes, and that's it for this episode of Sith Talk, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Bye,
Bye.
guys.